Hello, and a very warm welcome to everyone watching. It is truly wonderful to have you here with me today. Before we dive into this fascinating topic, I want to take a moment to send my very best wishes to you and your family. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you are going through, I genuinely hope you are happy, healthy, and surrounded by positivity. May you always be blessed with good health, peace, and prosperity. Thank you for choosing to spend your precious time here. Now, let's explore something truly amazing about who we are. Have you ever looked at a chimpanzee, maybe in a documentary at the zoo or in a photograph, and noticed something strangely familiar? The way they might use a stick to get at some tasty termites, the expressive look in their eyes, the way a mother gently cares for her young? There is a connection there that we can feel, an echo of ourselves in another species. It is not just your imagination. That profound connection you sense is written in the most fundamental blueprint of life itself, deep within every single cell in your body and theirs. You see, we share a staggering 98.7% of our deoxyribonucleic acid, our DNA, with chimpanzees. Let's just sit with that number for a moment. 98.7%. That is an almost identical instruction manual. It means that the genetic code that makes a chimpanzee and the genetic code that makes you a human are, for all intents and purposes, nearly the same. This is one of the most powerful and humbling facts in all of biology, and it tells an incredible story about life, evolution, and our place in the natural world. To really understand what this means, we need to talk about what DNA actually is. Imagine the most complex, most detailed, most miraculous instruction manual ever written. This manual doesn't just describe how to build something, it actually contains the code to build it, operate it, and repair it. This manual is written in a language that only your cells can read, a language made of just 4 chemical letters. We call these letters A, C, G, and T, which stand for adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. These are not just letters, they're molecules called nucleobases. They are arranged in pairs on the famous double helix ladder, the shape of DNA that you have probably seen before. The order or sequence of these letters is what makes up your genes. A gene is like a specific paragraph or chapter in this giant manual. One gene might hold the instructions for building a protein that makes the pigment in your iris, giving you blue or brown eyes. Another gene might instruct how to build a protein that helps you digest milk. Another might be involved in building the complex structures of your brain. Your entire genome, that is, the complete set of instructions, is made up of about 3 billion of these letter pairs. It is a 3 billion letter long book of you. And if we were to take that book from you and the same book from a chimpanzee and lay them side by side, we would find that 98.7% of those letters are exactly the same, in exactly the same order. Now, your first thought might be, if we are so similar, why do we look so different? Why do we build skyscrapers and write symphonies while chimpanzees live in forests? This is where that tiny, seemingly insignificant 1.3% difference comes into play. 1.3% of 3 billion is still a lot of letters. It is about 39 million differences. Think of it like this. Imagine 2 master chefs are given almost identical recipes for a cake. Both recipes are 100 pages long. But in one recipe, on a few dozen pages, there are slight tweaks. A little more of one ingredient, a little less of another, a different baking temperature, a slight change in the order of mixing. The end result would still be a cake, but they could be dramatically different cakes. One might be a light sponge cake, and the other a dense chocolate cake. Our DNA is like that. The changes are not in the core machinery of life. The genes for building basic cell structures, for creating energy, for fundamental body processes are largely identical because they work perfectly. The differences lie in the regulatory systems, the instructions that control how, when, and how much genes are turned on and off. A small change in a regulatory gene can have a massive effect. It can mean that a certain part of the brain grows for a longer period, or that the muscles in the jaw develop less, or that the hair follicles on our body produce less hair. These small changes, multiplied over millions of years of evolution, have led to the distinct creatures we are today. This incredible similarity is not a coincidence. It is powerful evidence for evolution and the fact that humans and chimpanzees share a common ancestor. Think of it like a family tree. You and your cousin share a set of grandparents. You are not descended from your cousin. You both branched off from the same common ancestors. In the same way, humans are not descended from chimpanzees. Instead, millions and millions of years ago, there was a species of ape that is the ancestor to both modern chimpanzees and modern humans. At some point, populations of this ancient ape became separated, probably by changing climates and landscapes. One population evolved in one direction, eventually becoming the chimpanzees and bonobos we know today. The other population evolved in another direction, leading down a path to us, Homo sapiens. That 98.7% similarity is the DNA we both inherited from that common ancestor. The 1.3% difference is the unique changes that accumulated in each lineage after they split apart. We are, in a very real genetic sense, cousins. We are the closest living relatives to each other on this planet. So, what exactly is in that shared 98.7%? It is the code for the absolute fundamentals of being a primate, a mammal, a living creature. It is the blueprint for having 4 limbs, 5 fingers and toes with nails instead of claws, forward-facing eyes for depth perception, and a large brain. It is the instructions for a similar skeletal structure. We have the same bones in our arms, even if we use them differently. A chimpanzee's arm bones are adapted for swinging, while ours are adapted for precise manipulation. It is the code for similar digestive systems, similar nervous systems, and similar blood. In fact, in a medical emergency, a chimpanzee could theoretically receive a human blood transfusion and vice versa because the proteins are so similar. We share many of the same emotions and behaviors, governed by similar brain chemistry. We experience joy, fear, sadness, and anger. We form deep social bonds. We care for our young for a long time. We learn from each other, and we can even deceive each other. We both have the capacity for tool use, something once thought to be uniquely human. Chimpanzees are experts at selecting the right stick, modifying it, and using it to fish for termites. This is not instinct. It is a learned cultural behavior passed down from generation to generation, just like human culture. Now, let's explore that 1.3% difference, because it is what makes us uniquely human and them uniquely chimpanzee. Some of the key differences are physical. For instance, our brain size and structure are different. While similar in overall organization, the human brain is about 3 times larger than a chimp's brain when adjusted for body size. Certain areas, like those associated with language, abstract thought, and complex planning, are particularly developed in humans. Then there is our skeleton. We are built for striding walking or bipedalism. Our pelvis is bowl-shaped to support our organs upright. Our spine has a characteristic curve to balance our head over our hips, and our legs are long compared to our arms. A chimp's body is built for a life spent both in the trees and on the ground, with long, powerful arms and a different skeletal structure that makes walking on 2 legs awkward and inefficient. Our faces are flatter, our jaws are smaller, and we have a prominent chin. We have lost most of our body hair. Perhaps most importantly, we have a vastly different vocal tract that allows us to produce the complex range of sounds necessary for spoken language. But the biggest differences are in the genes that affect brain development and function. Scientists have identified a gene called FOXP2 that is crucial for the fine motor control needed for speech. While humans and chimps both have this gene, the human version has a few key changes, and it is believed these changes were a critical step in our ability to develop complex language. Language is the ultimate game changer. It allows for the incredibly efficient transfer of knowledge across generations. You do not have to personally figure out how to make fire. Someone can just tell you. This cumulative culture, built on language, is what allowed humans to develop technology, create art, build cities, and ultimately change the face of the planet. Other genetic differences affect how connected our neurons are. It seems that in humans, the prefrontal cortex, the area for planning and decision-making, has more connections and remains more plastic or changeable for a longer period during childhood, allowing for a much longer period of learning. Understanding this genetic kinship is not just an academic exercise, it has profound implications. It teaches us humility. We are not a separate creation, placed above nature to dominate it. We are a part of nature, intimately connected to all other life, with a special responsibility born from our unique abilities. It also fuels scientific and medical discovery. By studying the tiny differences between our DNA and chimp DNA, we can pinpoint the exact genetic changes that led to human-specific traits. This helps us understand the genetic basis of diseases that uniquely affect humans, like Alzheimer's or certain cancers. It helps us understand the very evolution of our own species. So, the next time you see a chimpanzee, I hope you see them in a new light. That 98.7% is a testament to our shared journey through deep time, a reminder of a common ancestor that lived so long ago. It is a bond of family written in the molecule of life itself. And that 1.3% is a breathtaking reminder of the power of subtle change, of how a few tweaks in a genetic recipe over millions of years can lead to the emergence of consciousness, culture, and the endless human quest for understanding. We are both products of the same beautiful, relentless process of evolution. We are family. Thank you for watching, and never stop being curious about this amazing world and your place in it.